Welcome to this tutorial. The topic of this class is Elementary Mathematics Class 2, Chapter 6, Division, page number 72. Dear students, let's get started and try to do the class. You can see it is page number 72 of your Elementary Mathematics textbook, where we can see 6 types of different questions, where question number 1 and question number 2 are almost similar, and the title of this question is Calculate the Divisions. And we can see in question number 3, 4, 5 and 6 is little bit difficult from the first two one. So now in this class we will try to solve all the questions which is mentioned in this page. So let's get started and try to solve all the questions. You can see at the top of this page the author written that do ourselves. That means you should be creative. You should do some special thing so that you can solve all these questions with yourself. So now I will guide you and I will try to show you the process that how you can solve all the questions which is mentioned inside this page. So at the top of this page in question number 1, the question is calculate the divisions. Here you can see almost 12 types of questions are mentioned. The first question is 8 divided by 2 is equal what? You know, in my earlier lectures I was mentioned that whenever we add between two numbers, the total number will increase. Whenever we subtract between two numbers, the total number will decrease. Similarly, whenever we multiply between two numbers, the total number will increase, but whenever we divide any number, the total number will decrease. That means addition is the reverse process of subtraction. Similarly, multiplication is the reverse process of division. As this chapter is based on division and the topic is division of this class, so we should apply the concept of division. So now let's try to solve the questions. So it is answer to the question number 1. The first question is 8 divided by 2 is equal what? So as earlier I mentioned that division means divide a number based on the number which is mentioned secondly. You can see there the question is 8 divided by 2. That means you should divide 8 into two different parts. So it's very easy that when we will divide 8 into two different parts, the answer will be 4. That's why we write a 4 here. Now if we see what's the solution of question number 2, you can see 9 divided by 3. That means you should divide 9 into 3 different parts. So it's also very easy that 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3. So actually whenever you will try to solve this kind of questions, you should make a rough beside your notebooks so that you can get the result very easily. There is also another process to show that if your question or if your solution is right or wrong. So what's the process? You can see 8 divided by 2 is equal 4, 9 divided by 3 is equal 3. Similarly, if we multiply this 4 with this 2, the answer will be 8. And if we multiply this 3 with this 3, the answer will be 9. That means 4 into 2 is equal 8, 3 into 3 is equal 9. And you know, as earlier I mentioned, multiplication is the reverse process of division. That's why when we divide any number and we find any result, at the same time if we multiply that number with the second one, we can find the first one. So that's the process. So if we see the next question, that is 12 divided by 2 is equal what? So it's the question that we should divide 12 into two different parts. So the answer will be 6, and that's why we write a 6 here. If we see question number 4, the question is 21 divided by 3 is equal what? You know that if we divide 21 into 3 different parts, the answer will be 7. If we see question number 5, the question is 45 divided by 5 is equal what? You know, if we divide 45 into 5 different parts, the answer will be 9. Question number 6 is 30 divided by 6 is equal what? You know that if we divide 30 into 6 different parts, the answer will be 5. If we see question number 7, 64 divided by 8 is equal what? The answer will be 8. Question number 8, 54 divided by 9 is equal what? The answer will be 6. Question number 9, 42 divided by 7 is equal what? You know that 42 divided by 7 is equal 6, because if we multiply this 6 with the 7, the answer will be 42. Question number 10, 35 divided by 5 is equal what? You know that if we divide 35 into 5 different parts, the answer will be 7. Question number 11, 28 divided by 4 is equal what? The answer will be 7. Question number 12, 63 divided by 7 is equal what? The answer will be 9. Dear students, by solving this question, we will solve all the questions which is mentioned in question number 1. And now it's time to solve all the questions which is mentioned in question number 2. So let's see what's the question which is mentioned in question number 2. The first one is 2 divided by 6 is equal what? You can see the question was 2 divided by 6 is equal what? It was the question. And when you will see such types of questions, first of all, you should think about that how we can find this middle number. There we can see in middle the number is 6, and in our left hand side the number is 2. So we should multiply this 2 with some number or with any types of number by which we can reach to this 6. So how can we solve it? Actually, you know that whenever we will multiply this 2 with a 3, we can find a 6. That's why we know that 2 into 3 is equal to 6, and as a result we write a 6 here. And after that we will subtract this 6 from this 6, and the answer will be 0. So that's the process, that how we can solve these types of questions. So dear students, I want to mention to you again that the question was 2 divided by 6 is equal what? That's why our first concept should be like that. We should make a 6 and we should use this 2, and with that we will multiply any number so that we can find 6. So we know that 2 into 3 is equal to 6, and that's why we write a 3 here, and this 3 is our result and it's the solution. Dear students, I hope you all were able to understand me and you all were able to understand the solution. Now I want to go to the next question. The question is 4 divided by 8 is equal what? So it's also very easy. The question is 4 divided by 8 is equal what? So like the first one, you should think that if we multiply this 4 with this 2, 4 into 2 is equal 8, and that's why we write an 8 here. After that, if we will subtract this 8 from this 8, we know that 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. That's why we write a 0 here. That means 4 into 2 is equal to 8. 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. So the answer of this question will be 2. That means 4 divided by 8 is equal to 2. Dear students, I hope you all were able to understand the question. Now, if we see question number 3, the question is 6 divided by 18. 6 divided by 18 is equal what? It's the question. So how we can solve it? You know that if we multiply this 6 with this 3, we can find 18. That's why we write an 18 here. And if we subtract this 8 from this 8, we can find a 0. After that, if we subtract this 1 from this 1, we can find also a 0. That means the answer of this question will be 3. If we see question number 4, the question is 8 divided by 16 is equal what? We know that if we multiply this 8 with this 2, we can find this 16. And after that, if we subtract this 6 from this 6, we can find a 0. After that, if we subtract this 1 from this 1, we can find also a 0. That means the answer of this question will be 2. So dear students, 8 divided by 16 is equal to 2. Hope you all were able to understand this. Now, if we see question number 5, the question is 6 divided by 54 is equal what? So it's also very easy. First of all, we need to think that if we multiply this 6 with this 9, we can find 54. After that, 4 minus 0 is equal to 0. 5 minus 0 is equal also a 0. So the answer of this question will be 9. So it's also very easy that 6 into 9 is equal to 54. If we subtract this 54 from this 54, the answer will be 0. Now, it's the solution of question number 6, where the question is 9 divided by 36 is equal what? You know that 9 into 4 is equal to 36, and 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. So the answer will be 4. That means if we multiply 9 with this 4, the answer will be 36. So hope you all were able to understand these types of questions. Now, if we see question number 7, the question is 7 divided by 15 is equal to what? You know that 3 into 5 is equal to 15. 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. 1 minus 1 is equal also to 0. So the answer will be 5. If we see question number 8, the question is 5 divided by 40 is equal what? We know that 5 into 8 is equal to 40. 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. 4 minus 4 is equal also to 0. That means the answer will be 8. So dear students, I hope you all were able to understand question number 7, question number 8. Now it's time to solve question number 9, where the question is 9 divided by 81 is equal what? So how we can find this question? Let's say that if we multiply this 9 with this 9, the answer will be 81. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. So the answer will be 9. It's very easy. If we see question number 10, the question is 4 divided by 20 is equal to what? You know that 4 into 5 is equal to 20. 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. 2 minus 2 is equal also to 0. So the answer will be 5, and that's why we write a 5 here. Now, if we see question number 11, the question is like that. 3 divided by 24 is equal what? So before solving the question, you always just try to think that how we can solve such types of questions. So here in this question you can see 3 divided by 24 is equal what? So first of all, you should understand that if we multiply this 3 with 8, the result will be 24. After that, 4 minus 4 is equal 0. Then 2 minus 2 is equal also a 0. So the answer of this question will be 8. And that's why we write an 8 here. And it's the solution of question number 11. If we see the solution of question number 12, the question was 8 divided by 72 is equal what? You know that if we multiply this 8 with this 9, the answer will be 72. If we subtract this 2 from this 2, the answer will be 0. 7 minus 7 is equal to 0. So the ultimate answer of this question is 9, and that's why we write a 9 here. And finally, we solve all the questions which is mentioned in question number 2. So dear students, I hope you all were able to solve all the questions which is mentioned in question number 2. Now it's time to solve question number 3. But before going to solve the question, let's try to see what's the question which is mentioned in page number 72. You can see question number 3 is 2 persons equally divide 8 mangoes. How many mangoes will each person get? The question is very simple. Now I just want to give you the process that how you can solve it. The question is, there has 2 persons. We can just think with animation. Just wait. Okay. So there has 2 persons. This is the first one and this the second. And there has 8 mangoes. There has 8 mangoes. So just think there has 8 mangoes. If we will just try to divide this 8, the result will be 4 here and also a 4 here. Actually, I am writing with my mouse, and that's why the number is very uneasy to see. So actually, it's very bad. But I think you can understand it's a 4 and it's also a 4. So the question is, you have 8 mangoes. You should divide this 8 into 2 different parts, and we can see if we divide 8 into 2 different parts, it will be 4 and it also will be a 4. So this first person can get these 4 mangoes and the second person will get these 4 mangoes. And finally, we can divide 8 mangoes into 2 different parts. So it was the first visualization that how we can solve the question. And now we will try to summarize the question so that we can completely see what will be the solution of this question. So the question is, the question was like that, and the solution is like that. First of all, you can see there was 2 persons. That's why we write a 2. And there was 8 mangoes. That's why we write an 8. And now the work is, and now the thing is, you should divide this 8 into 2 different parts. And as earlier I mentioned, the answer will be 4. Why? Because if we multiply this 2 with this 4, the answer will be 8. That's why we write an 8 here. After that, 8 minus 8 is equal 0. So finally, the answer will be 4. That means each person will get 4 mangoes. So as you know that we should write an answer for such types of questions, and the answer will be like that. Each person will get 4 mangoes. Dear students, it's the solution of question number 3. So I hope you all were able to understand the question and also able to understand the solution. Now we will try to solve question number 4. So question number 4 is 4 persons equally divide 24 lozenge, how many lozenges will each person get? There you can see there was 4 persons and 24 lozenges. The question to you is how many lozenges will each person get? So it's the similar topic like the first one. So how we can customize this question? So let's go to the board and try to see. You can see it is answer to the question number 4. So first of all, you should write 4 because in that question there was 4 person and there was 24 lozenges. That's why we write 24 here. And now it is time that how we can solve it. You know that if we multiply this 4 with this 6, the answer will be 24, and that's why we write 24 here. After that, you know that 4 minus 4 is equal 0 and 2 minus 2 is equal also a 0. So finally we can say that the answer will be 6. So if we write the answer, it will be like that. Each person will get 6 mangoes. So dear students, it's the solution of question number 4. I hope you all were able to understand the question and understand the solution. Now it's time to solve question number 5. So let's go to the page to see what is mentioned in page number 5. You can see in page number 5, in question number 5, the problem is, or the question is, 3 persons equally divide 27 taka. How much taka will each person get? That means there has 27 taka, but the number of person is 3. So the problem is you should divide this 27 into 3 different parts. So how can you solve this question? Let's go to the board and try to see. So first of all, you should write something like that. You can see there was 3 person. You can see in this question there was 3 person. That's why we write a 3 here, and there was 27 taka. That's why we write 27 here. Now the duty to you is make 27 from a number which can be get from 3 into that number. That means we know that 3 into 9 is equal to 27. That's why we write 27 here. After that, if we subtract this 7 from this 7, that means 7 minus 7 is equal to 0. 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. So the answer of this question will be 9. Dear students, I hope you can understand. So at the last of this question, you should write an answer, and it will be like that. Each person will get 9 taka. So it's very easy to solve. Dear students, I hope you all were able to understand the solution of this question. If you want, you can make a screenshot of this page, or you can write down these questions and the solutions on your notebook, so that in future you can solve these questions with a very easy process. So now it's time to solve the final question, which is mentioned in page number 72. So let's go to the page and try to see what is mentioned in page number 6. So page number 72, question number 6. So in question number 6, we can see that 5 persons sit on one bench. How many benches will be necessary for 45 persons? That means 5 persons can sit in one bench, but there has 45 persons. So now the question to you that how many benches will be necessary? That means we have 45 persons. We have 45 persons, but every benches can afford 5 persons. So for these 45 persons, how many benches will needed? So it's the question. So how can you solve it? So let's go to the page and try to see what will be the solution of this question. So now our first thing to do is, as there was the data like that, there was 45%. That's why we write a 45 here. And you know, one bench can afford 5 persons. That's why we write a 5 here. And now the question is, divide 45 into 5 different parts. You know that 5 into 9 is equal 45, and 5 minus 5 is equal 0. 4 minus 4 is equal 0. So the answer of this question will be 9. It's very simple to realize that how can we solve such types of questions. And as you know, if we solve any kind of questions like this, we should write an answer. So the answer of this question will be like that. That 9 benches will be necessary for 45 persons. Dear students, it was the solutions of all the questions which is mentioned in page number 72 which is mentioned in your textbook, Elementary Mathematics Class 2. Dear students, you know, these were all the easiest process that how you can solve all the questions which is mentioned in page number 72. But still, if you have any doubt, if you have any questions, you can ask me on the comment box. I will try to solve all the questions which you have. You know, from this channel, every time we just want to contribute to your studies, so you can see a lot of educational videos in our YouTube channel. So try to find them and try to learn from mine. Dear students, I want to give you a big thanks. Thank you very much everyone for continuing the class, and in future we will try to upload more and more videos as soon as possible. Goodbye.